Okay, here's Meghan again, and we're going to get more of her this time. I want to know, before you can't even watch TV, and when your mom will touch you, you sort of feel so sensitive to the touch. Well, so how many days after you became a raw foodist did you experience a change, and what's the change?
Well, I have to say, okay, so the other reason I really made the leap to 100% raw is because I got in a bicycle accident and I broke my ribs. Mm-hmm. And this was just at Christmas time. And so... This was just 6 months ago, you know.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this was...
Oh, wow.
So I broke a few ribs and I got fluid in my lungs and I developed bronchitis, and it was just like, I was miserable, you know, I was in bed like, I had been training for a marathon, mm-hmm. and I was like really active and starting to get better because I was eating a high raw diet, but not 100%. And so then once I broke my ribs, it was just like, I knew I had no desire. It was just like, finally I knew that it was right for me to just eat these living foods so I could heal myself, you know? It wasn't so much a conscious thought, but it was just, again, just sort of intuitive, you know? It just seemed right. And I think, you know, my ribs healed within 5 weeks, wow. Which is pretty quick, and I feel like I definitely attribute that to partly the diet. Mm-hmm. But I don't know if I can say how long after I started eating a raw diet that you know, it was just been a progress, you know, so it wasn't like an immediate change for me. It took me a couple years to get to where I've been, you know. It wasn't like an overnight raw thing, and then I was like a week later I was like, woo, I'm better, you know. So it's been stages and working towards where I am, you know, just a little at a time, and seeing every day I feel better, I see results, I feel just more and, you know, just happier, in control of my thoughts. And
what's your breakfast like?
Really depends, but I usually like to wake up and have a liter of water in the morning, just to sort of start off and get super hydrated, and just wake up. That's the best way for me to wake up. It's about a liter of water. And then I usually have some fruit, and I'm really into blending stuff. That's not necessary for everybody, but I like throwing stuff in a blender because it's super quick and easy, and if I'm on the go, if I'm going to school, if I'm going to work, it's just like I can take it with me, rather than spending so much time cutting and then eating each individual fruit. If I have more time, then I would do that. But so it's always fruit in the morning, you know. Right. I do like to eat a pretty high fruit diet because I try to stay active and I like to go running. And so I find that eating more fruit gives me a lot of energy to do, you know, high levels of activity, give me aerobic strength.
So you're making a smoothie in the middle
a
of
smoothie, and I might throw in, I love to throw in green powders, spirulina or Klamath Lake blue green algae for sure. I'm addicted to the greens, and then I'll also throw in handfuls of fresh greens.
Like?
And depending, arugula, like we talked about, I think arugula goes really well with mangoes, if I'm doing a mango or banana thing. Nice. I love cilantro. I put in a lot of smoothies. It can be a little much for people, but I'm from Texas and we eat a lot of cilantro, and it's like, cilantro.
The taco.
Yeah. So,
okay.
But any greens, any like spring green mix, romaine, whatever I have bought, kale. I mean, I'm a huge kale junkie. And, okay. So, yeah, throw in greens and then...
Yeah.
What's up?
You guys live there?
Yeah.
Interrupting you guys?
That's
okay. Fine.
So, I'm recording you here, so we get a recording of the recording going on. So
That's
when you're done, you can just push the red button on the back.
Okay. Sounds good. But anything else in the smoothie I'd throw in, it's not necessary to put all these things, but I am right now into the superfood thing. It gives me energy. I put a handful of goji berries. I'll put in some maca. I'll put in MSM for sure because I'm running and I'm doing stuff, you know, it's good for your joints. And I put in always cayenne. I always put cayenne. I love spicy.
I love too.
Some crystal salt, some, you know, good sunflower salt from David Favor. He sells amazing salt.
From who?
David Favor at radicalhealth.net, I believe is his website. Sells the sunflower salt, which I'm like totally addicted to. All kinds of So a smoothie usually. And if not, if say it's the weekend and I have more time to enjoy my meal,
Is that lunch or?
that'll sustain me because I'll drink a big quantity, you know. But other breakfast would be a melon. Cut a melon in half, and you eat both sides. Eat a whole melon for breakfast. You know, a cantaloupe or a honeydew, or so. Fruit for breakfast.
And what about lunch?
Lunch, again, I might then have. See, I really do the blended thing, and I also work at this place, Daily Juice, as you can see on my shirt. Awesome blended drinks. And so when I'm working there, I'll totally again have another blended drink. But I try not to eat too heavy of a lunch against a salad. It's a really good thing, just so I don't get too tired.
What's your favorite dressing?
Ooh, okay. A salad that's really amazing. Jared Denton Jones taught me about this salad. He's an awesome raw foodist, vegan, amazing guy. And the salad is basically kale, and you chop up the kale pretty finely, rip it off the stems, and then massage in with kale. I usually don't put any oil. Jared does put oil. And I usually try to stay away from oil just because for me personally, it doesn't do as well with my body. But other people might want to put some oil and then lemon juice and massage the greens so they're nice and soft. And then throw in a lot of garlic, which is definitely a medicinal type food, but I love it. So maybe 6 cloves of garlic to 1 head of kale. Massage all that in, and then it's really garlicky.
When you said a lot of garlic, I thought 2 or 3.
I know, this is a medicinal, this is probably more garlic than a lot of people would be like, you shouldn't eat that much garlic. But for me, I've been suffering, like I said, with this bacterial infection, and so I feel like that eating all this garlic is very antifungal, antiviral, antibacterial, so I think it's helping me.
Yeah.
And then, so it's kale, garlic, lemon juice, and maybe hemp oil, like I said, and then massage it all together, and then after you've massaged it, then throw in a huge tablespoon or more, a bunch of spirulina, and massage it all together. You get greens all over your face, all over your mouth, get a green lipstick. It tastes the most amazing salad in the world. And then, of course, there's additions like throwing a bunch of hemp seeds on top, which I like to do, or chopping up jalapeno and putting that in there, which I like to do, maybe some cayenne. Jalapeno for sure. So that salad's really simple, easy to make. It's basically just a lot of kale. When I eat salads, I usually do end up eating the dark leafy green salads, just because they feel so nourishing for me. But I love romaine and all the other lettuces, but I love
kale.
Yeah, I love kale.
Okay.
Yeah. So
okay, let's continue and go for part 3.